day, grade 12 learners. Welcome to today's agricultural sciences lesson. My name is Amanda Fumba, and this program is funded by the Northern Cape Department of Education, broadcast by Pakama Research and Development. We are focusing on exam questions, but now the focus will be on question 4. And you know that question 4 is about the animal reproduction. So we need to look at animal reproduction. At all times, we are guided by the examination guidelines, but now we'll only choose the points that are talking to this question that we are dealing with. But prior to that, what is expected when you are working on question 3? You must have a pen to write your question 4 instead of question 3. You must have a pen, you must have a pencil and a ruler. Those things, you need them. Don't bring along your Tipex because you're not supposed to use it. So you are expected to know about the structures of these animals. You are dealing with reproductive organs. Therefore, you're expected to know those structures. You're expected to know the different processes that we use in this animal reproduction. Then we look at the total marks of question 4. We are addressing 35 marks out of 150 of the whole paper. But question 4 is only 35 marks. And which weighs 23% of the whole question. But which subtopics are you going to be assessed on? Either reproduction or other reproductive systems. And we know we have a male and a female. Secondly, we have to know the gametes, whether they are of a male or whether they are of a female. And we'll be addressing what we are given on this question paper. You are also expected to understand the stages, what is mating and what are the stages. And once it talks about the stages, you must know the stages in a proper sequence. And thirdly or fourth, you have to understand the graphic skills. There is no paper without the graphic skills. Or with these graphic skills, you will be expected to draw. At some point, you'll be asked to interpret the graph that will be given. And the other part, know the processes as it was said. But on this paper, the information that you must bring is on embryo transfer. And you are also going to look at milk production. And if you look at this paper, question 4.1, it deals with reproductive systems. And these reproductive systems, we are looking at diagram 1. And diagram A, which is not 1, you are given the labels and you can tell whether it's a male or a female. And you look at diagram B. Diagram B, as you can look at it, the diagrams, they represent the reproductive system of a cow and also of a bull. Okay, then let's look at questions. Identify the parts labeled F, labeled G, labeled K from diagram A and diagram B above. For 3 marks, you must label your F. Here is your F. What is this F? What is your G? And then what is your K? And for 1, 2, you must match the function listed below with the letter A to K from diagram A and diagram B above. Physical barrier to the uterus. That physical barrier to the uterus that secretes mucus plug during pregnancy. Where will it be secreted, that mucus? On which part? Serves as a site for fertilization. All in all, you are asked where fertilization takes place. Produce female gametes and hormones. Organ of copulation in cows. Where is it taking place? Stores spermatozoa until maturity. Secretes a milky, slightly alkaline mucus that gives semen its characteristic smell. So we are looking at G. Okay, you have to provide a letter. Don't give the names. And these letters, you can take them from diagram A and diagram B. The last one, it reads as secretes a milky, slightly alkaline mucus that gives semen its characteristic smell. So here it focuses on the accessory glands, and you have 3 accessory glands. The first one you are given on this diagram. The first one, it has got to do with seminal vesicle, which is labeled, and A is not labeled and B is not labeled. So your number F focuses on this one. So which means your A is not given and B is not given. Then now you are asked to indicate the one that is able to secrete milky, slightly alkaline, which will give a characteristic smell. Then we are looking at A. The one that stores spermatozoa until maturity. Firstly, where are they stored? They are stored in the testes. Therefore, which one that talks to the testes? Then we talk of C. And within the testes, we know there is epididymis, which is responsible for that storage of the matured ones. Organ of copulation in cows. The organ of copulation in cow is not vulva, it is I, which is the vagina. Produce female gametes and hormones. Which one produces female gametes and hormones? The gametes are produced in letter J. Serves as a site for fertilization. Where is fertilization taking place? Fertilization, it takes place at K. Physical barrier to the uterus that secretes mucus plug during pregnancy. We are looking at cervix, which is labeled as H. Identify parts F, G, and K. You will only look at that. F is the urethra, whereby G is uterus, or one can say uterine body, and the last one is oviduct or fallopian tubes. Let's look at the second question, which addresses the male gamete only. What do you see in the picture? And this picture, it represents a male gamete, so you need to know how to label the sperm cell. Indicate the letter of a part that represents each of the following functions. So you need to label and know the functions. So the examiner gave you the functions, then you have to give the letter that addresses that function. The one which is propelling the sperm cell forward, the one to propel it has got to do with the movement. Then it talks about the production of energy. Which one produces energy? Production of energy is on the middle piece because there is mitochondrion there. The center of all activities of a cell occurs in letter B. Okay, that is what is expected. Letter B, because there is nucleus, which is responsible for life activities. Let's move on. Number 3. You are going to be assessed on graphic skills. And on this skill, it is straightforward that your graph needs to be combined. So you are asked, you are given this information that this table indicates the characteristics of semen of different species. You are given the bull, the ram, the boar, and the stallion. You are given their volume of each semen and how is it concentrated and its motility and normal percentages. You are asked to use the information from the table above to draw a combined bar graph showing motility and normal percentages, which means your focus is on these two. Percentages of different species. You are combining the two using this species for 6 marks. After that, you are expected to identify the species with the highest concentration. So now you come and focus on this sperm concentration. Which one has the highest concentration? Which species has the highest concentration? And it is there in front of you. So what is expected on the graphic skill? You are expected to provide the heading. That's why the memo says the correct heading. You can provide a heading and you lose a mark if it is not correct. X-axis, you are expected to mention the different species. This is your X-axis. Y-axis, you are expected to label and calibrate the motility and normal percentages. That unit is important. Hence, you are going to be credited 1 mark for that unit. Combined bar graph. Stallion, you are looking from motility and normal percentage. At the same time, you're expected to plot correctly. And it states that at least 80% must be correct. So it's 80 and above. At least 3 must be well correct. Then you'll be able to get that 1 mark. And the animal that shows, or the species that shows the highest concentration is ram, as you can even see on this one. When you look at the next question, is about mating. You are given the stages of mating. And you know the stages of mating, we have 5 of them that we look at, and what examination guidelines states. The examination guidelines states 5, and you need to know them. But let's look what is expected on these stages. Arrange the statement relating to stages of mating presented below in a sequential order. Write down only the letters A to D. Gaining intromission into the vagina. Bull jumps over, or the bull jumps off the cow's rump and move away. Bull stands on its hind legs with chest rested on cow's rump. D, ejaculation of semen into the vagina. Then here you need to know what comes first. You have to arrange them in order. But now the question, yes, it says arrange the statement in a sequential order. Then what comes first here? It will be letter C. The bull needs to stand on its hind legs with chest rested on the cow's rump, which means it mounts over the cow. Number 2, once it has mounted, it will gain intromission into the vagina, which makes A to be number 2. And then after it has inserted into the vagina, which has done intromission, then it is expected to ejaculate the semen into the vagina. And the 4th one, the bull jumps off the cow's rump and moves away. So you are not going to write number 1, 2, 3, 4. The question says you must write only the letters. Because we are using the letters already, that's why I'm not going to rewrite the letters on the side. Just to address you that you are going to write A, you are going to write only the letters. So your responses will be C, will be A, and then it will be D. After D, you will have B. That's what is expected. Indicate the stage, number 2. Name the stage of mating not listed. By looking at this 4, it addresses only 4 stages. Which stage is not listed? Then that will be courtship. Courtship is not addressed on this one. Indicate the stage during oestrus when a cow will allow action at stage A. When will it allow? It will allow it during oestrus stage. Stage 1, sign of a cow during the stage mentioned. You are going to mention oestrus as a stage. Because it addresses stage, not a phase. So stage 1, sign of a cow during the stage mentioned in 443. What happens on oestrus stage? So we are going to focus on 444. The sign of a cow on heat, the vulva will be swollen with the reddish mucous membranes. At the same time, the mucus strings will be visible from the vulva, and the cow will jump on other cows, and it will allow others to jump on her. The stretch marks, it will stretch itself, it will have the stretch marks and dirty on the side and back, and it will allow mating with a bull. And then the last question, it addresses the procedure. And I indicated procedure because there are so many procedures to know. So, but by looking at this diagram, you need to give the correct procedure. The illustration below represents a procedure used by farmers for animal reproduction. You are given animal A and animal B. Animal A, it states that 8 to 10 days, oestrus or follicular wave manipulation. So which means there's something that is done, the hormones are given, which must change. Hence we talk of manipulation. And if you look at B, it makes farm animals to make farm animals to come to heat simultaneously after something has been done on it. That's why it will go on it. The production of many ova in one oestrus. Already there is a process that you need to know there. Then you look at the 6 to 8 days after AI, non-surgical recovery of embryos from the cow. So what you need to look at is non-surgical recovery of embryos. Okay? And then you look at this insemination. 5 days later, artificial insemination is performed, but it is performed prior to D. So it goes from A to C, from C to insemination, from insemination to D, from D to B, from B to E, and then these are the results. So here are the questions. Identify the animal reproduction process illustrated above, or what is this procedure? This procedure, it has got to do with the recovery of embryos. Therefore, it will be embryo transfer. Name the farm animal A, or name the farm animal A and farm animal B. What is this farm animal A and what is this farm animal B? Farm animal A donates and farm animal B receives. Is the recipient. And then the next question, suggest the name of the process is indicated by C. The process that occurs at C, the production of many ova. Then we talk of superovulation. And then what process occurs at D? The non-surgical recovery of embryos. Then we talk of flushing. So you can look at that. We talk of superovulation and embryo flushing. Then we look at the last one, which is the curve, which shows production of milk. What is production of milk? As lactation. Which hormones must you understand? When you produce milk, an animal must utilize prolactin. For releasing milk, it uses oxytocin. So what skill is addressed here? Are you able to interpret the graph? Then you look at the questions. Name the curve represented by illustration above. It's milk production or lactation curve. Suggest the name given to A on the graph. So the questions when it comes to A, if you look, you have A. What happens at A? The milk yield, it goes up to this point. What do we refer to this? And when it declines as it goes down. Then the question says, name the curve represented by the illustration above and suggest the name given to A, which is that peak period. Name the hormone responsible for the following functions: development of mammary glands and the one that stimulates milk production. The one that stimulates milk production, then we talk of prolactin. The one that stimulates the release of milk, which means your focus must be on release, then we talk of oxytocin. By doing that, here are your responses that are expected. The name of the curve is lactation curve, which can also allow you to say it's a milk production curve. Point A, which shows where the milk production is on its highest level. We refer that highest level as a peak period. The hormones for production purpose is prolactin. For oxytocin is for releasing milk. That takes us to the end of our lesson. So let's ignore the summary. Then it takes us to the end of our lesson. Thank you for watching this lesson. Please prepare your question 2 of your paper 1 before we move to group paper 2 and other questions that are there on paper 2. Thank you for watching. Good luck.